Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to my channel, The Focus Millennial, your one-stop shop for high-quality leadership and entrepreneurship content. My name is Ntsako, and today I'm really excited to be sharing with you on a topic that I absolutely love, one that is super important and will always be relevant, and it is how to pitch your idea. But I don't want to just stop there. I also want to share some of the tips that I've learned over the years about how you can become a great pitcher. Make sure you watch this until the end. So I'm going to start off with a definition of what a pitch actually is. I'm not going to assume that everyone actually knows. So formally, a pitch is a presentation of your idea or your business to an audience. And the audience could be potential investors or it could just be customers. But for me, I like to define a pitch as a story that you're trying to tell or a case that you're trying to build. And the reason being is that the best pitches often sound like stories. So as the founder of a startup, I implore you that it's in your best interest to master the skill of pitching. Because you're going to have to pitch from the very first day until the very last. And it even influences whether you ultimately succeed or fail. Because you're going to have to pitch for resources that your business actually needs to grow. You're going to have to pitch to establish partnerships and even grow your team. So this is something that is very, very important, and you want to get it right, especially in the early stages. Alright, so now you know what a pitch actually is, who you'll be pitching to, and what you'll be pitching for. Let's go into what actually goes into your pitch. So a pitch answers the following questions, and if you fail to answer even one of these questions, then your pitch is actually incomplete. The first question, what problem are you trying to solve? Second question, why should we care about this problem? How many people is it affecting? Third of all, what are you doing to solve this problem? And the fourth question is, what makes your solution any better or any different from any of the other solutions that are currently available to solve that problem? Is it the way that you make your solution? Is it the way that you sell it? Or even the way that you support it? It really is up to you. After that, you want to answer, how does it make money? And also, how often does it make money and how quickly does it make money? Do you charge your customers once off upfront, or do you bill them every single month in order to have access to your solution? These are questions that you need to speak to in your pitch. And then the last one is, why are you and your team the right team to be working on this solution? It's very important that you're actually able to show them that you are the right people to tackle this problem. And I want to reiterate that these questions are all very important to answer, and I even advise you to answer them in that specific order. And the reason being is because if you do it that way, it tells like a business case or a story that you're trying to build. So I must disclaim that answering all those questions doesn't necessarily guarantee that your pitch is going to be successful or it's going to be great, but it just ensures that it's at least complete. And that's very important. If you want your pitch to become a great one, there's a few more things that you need to take into consideration. And I'm going to share with you now tips that I've learned over the years about how to take your pitch game to the next level. So continue watching. Tip number 1, craft a captivating hook. Now, the hook is probably one of the most important parts of your pitch because it sets the tone for the entire presentation. You want your hook to be as captivating as possible to grab the attention of your audience. This is even more important if you're not the first pitch to go for the day, and perhaps the panel of judges has just been listening to a whole lot of bad pitches. You really want to stand out and grab their attention. So what I recommend doing is starting off your pitch with a question or perhaps an anecdote, something that is non-conventional. Whatever you do, just don't start off by saying, hey, my name is so-and-so and I belong to such and such a company. That is the most efficient way to bore people and get them to switch off before you even get to the core or the meat of what you're trying to tell them. Okay, so tip number 2, you want to paint the problem vividly. Now, it's always a good idea, in my opinion, to start off or introduce your idea in the context of the problem that it's trying to solve and not the solution itself. Now, you may think that your solution is just so brilliant that you need to spend more time on it, but it rarely ever is the case. I always advise people that start off with the problem and paint a really vivid picture of why this is a big problem that everyone should care about. And if you do a good job at that, by the time you start speaking about your solution, people are just glad and relieved that someone has thought of something. Now, that's not to say you can get away with just an average solution, but if you paint that picture of the problem, then people are open to any solution as long as it gets better over time. So make sure that you focus on your problem. So tip number 3, stay away from the tech and business jargon. Now, the best stories are the ones in which everyone can understand. And if you are pitching your pitch and you have all these big tech words and people don't understand, there's a good chance that people might not even tell you that they don't understand, because no one really likes to feel dumb. And you don't want a scenario where people are just listening to you and they are being agreeable to everything that you say, but actually deep down inside they don't know what you're saying. People can't back something that they don't understand. So ensure that you keep it simple. Tip number 4, focus on the benefits and not the features. Now, this applies when you start speaking about the solution in your pitch. Right? Now, people who are usually tech entrepreneurs often are so in love with their solution and all the different features that the solution has that as soon as they start speaking about the problem and the solution, they start rattling off all of these features. And it can actually get quite confusing, especially if you don't understand what the feature actually does for you. So people are always listening out to find out what is the benefit of this solution to me. And once they actually understand that, oh, this solution actually saves me time, then they're more curious about how does it do that. And that's when you speak about the feature. So the benefit must always precede the feature. Otherwise, people are going to just close off. Focus on the benefits. Okay, so tip number 5, be clear and succinct. Time is money, guys, and a lot of people don't have that much time. And also, people are becoming less and less able to focus over prolonged periods of time. So you want to ensure that when you are pitching your idea, you can quickly get to the point and touch on all those key questions very succinctly. Now, that may sound simple, but it's actually deceptively difficult. Being clear and being succinct requires a lot of preparation, a lot of practice, and iterating your pitch over and over again. But it is definitely important and something that I would invest a lot of time and effort to make my pitches clear and succinct. So, tip number 6, be confident and be optimistic. This is not the right time to be super humble. But also be careful to not sound like a know-it-all either, right? Remember one thing, right now your audience is trying to suss out if you are the right person to execute on your claims. And if you don't sound excited and confident about yourself and the solution that you're presenting, then the entire opportunity doesn't sound interesting. And how can they have confidence in someone who doesn't have confidence in themselves? So ensure that you are confident and optimistic. The 7th and the final tip is be original. Now, your business is unique, so should your pitch be. There's nothing worse than listening to a pitch where there's just your standard cliches from beginning to end. Try and find original ways of getting your message across. There's nothing better than listening to a fresh and authentic story. So in conclusion, the pitch is unavoidable and it's very important. So it's in your best interest to not only learn how to get it done, but to get it done right. You now know my tips of what goes into a great pitch. But the reality is that just listening to this video alone won't make you a great pitcher. You have to actually get out there and put these tips to practice. And if you mess up, don't worry about it. Just try again. The good news is that the more you try and you keep iterating your pitch, the more confident you become, the more clear you become, and the more succinct you become. And you also become more comfortable, which then allows you to start being creative around how you bring your message across. So there you have it. That is all for now. If you found this video useful, please make sure that you like this video and share it with an entrepreneur that you know. And if you want to join the Focused Millennial Tribe, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you know when the videos are released. But thanks for watching this until the end. Peace.